In this video, we dive into the world of blindness and whether AI can help cure it for good. Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing color for the first time in decades. Picture a world where cameras become eyes, algorithms become sight, and artificial intelligence literally gives people the gift of vision. Sounds like science fiction? Well, buckle up, because we're already living in that future. I'm not here to clickbait you with impossible promises. This isn't about some miracle cure that doesn't exist. Instead, I'm going to show you the real breakthroughs happening right now, from bionic eyes that are already restoring sight to thousands of people, to AI systems that can predict blindness before it even happens. Here's what you're going to discover in the next few minutes. How researchers are using artificial intelligence to tackle different types of blindness, some with shocking success, others facing mind-bending challenges. We'll explore the incredible success stories, the current limitations, and why some forms of blindness might remain unconquerable. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly where we stand in humanity's fight against darkness, and why the future might be brighter than you ever imagined. So can AI really cure all types of blindness? Let's find out. Blindness can be categorized in various ways based on cause, severity, and specific visual impairment. Total blindness, where we have a complete loss of vision with no perception of light or shapes. Individuals rely entirely on non-visual senses, for example, touch, hearing, or assistive devices. Legal blindness, which can be typically defined as visual acuity of 22/100ths or worse in the better eye with corrective lenses, or a visual field restricted to 20 degrees or less, tunnel vision. Legally blind individuals may retain some usable vision. Low vision partial blindness, significant visual impairment that cannot be fully corrected with glasses, contact lenses, or surgery, but some vision remains. Individuals may struggle with tasks like reading or recognizing faces. Functional blindness, severe visual impairment where vision is unreliable for daily tasks, even if some light or shape perception exists. Blindness can result from various medical, genetic, or environmental factors like cataracts, glaucoma, age-related macular degeneration, AMD, diabetic retinopathy, retinitis pigmentosa, corneal opacity, trachoma, trauma, congenital blindness, stroke, or brain injury. Based on the affected visual function, blindness can be categorized into central vision loss, peripheral vision loss or tunnel vision, night blindness or nyctalopia, color blindness, cortical blindness. Other types of blindness include congenital blindness, acquired blindness, sudden blindness, progressive blindness, snow blindness, hysterical functional blindness, hemianopia and scotoma. Here's something that will blow your mind. There are over 40 different causes of blindness, and each one breaks the vision system in completely different ways. Think of your eye like a sophisticated camera system. You've got the cornea acting like a lens cover, the iris working as an aperture, the lens focusing light, and the retina serving as your biological sensor. Behind all this, your optic nerve acts like a data cable, sending visual information to your brain, the ultimate processor that makes sense of everything you see. Now imagine this intricate system breaking down at any point. Maybe your retina's photoreceptors start dying. That's macular degeneration, affecting 200 million people worldwide. Perhaps your optic nerve gets damaged. Hello, glaucoma, the silent thief of sight. Or maybe you're born with genetic conditions that never allowed your visual system to develop properly. Here's where it gets really complex. Diabetic retinopathy alone affects over 100 million people globally, making it the leading cause of blindness in working-age adults. Then you have conditions like retinitis pigmentosa, which slowly destroys the rod cells in your retina, starting with night vision and peripheral sight before gradually closing in like a tunnel. Each type of blindness is like a different puzzle with missing pieces. And here's where it gets fascinating. AI doesn't just offer one solution. It offers multiple tools, each designed to fix specific parts of this broken system. But before we dive into the solutions, you need to understand just how many brilliant minds are working on this challenge. Want to know which institutions are literally changing the world of vision? At Stanford University, Dr. E.J. Chichelniski leads the Stanford Artificial Retina Project, one of the most ambitious attempts to create a truly high-resolution bionic eye. His team isn't just trying to restore basic light perception. They're engineering electronic implants that could potentially restore near-normal vision quality. Picture this. Instead of the few hundred electrodes in current devices, Chichelniski's team is working toward implants with thousands of precisely positioned electrodes that can stimulate individual retinal cells. Meanwhile, at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, Dr. Ghislain Dagnale has become known as the gold standard researcher in bionic vision. His work focuses on understanding exactly how the brain interprets artificial visual signals and optimizing these signals for maximum clarity. Think of him as the translator between machine language and human vision. But here's where it gets really exciting. Researchers at Oregon Health and Science University just achieved something incredible. Their AI system now has a perfect 100% detection rate for severe cases of retinopathy of prematurity, a condition that causes blindness in premature babies. We're talking about an AI that never misses the most critical cases, potentially saving thousands of children from a lifetime of blindness. At Queen's University Belfast, international research teams are developing AI algorithms that automate screening for diabetic retinopathy, making early detection accessible in remote areas where specialist doctors aren't available. Imagine rural communities in developing countries having access to world-class eye screening through nothing more than a smartphone camera and AI software. The National Library of Medicine is investing heavily in what they call the Smart Bionic Eye Project, which could enhance the lives of millions globally by breaking down barriers that people with blindness face every day. Ready for some stories that sound too incredible to be true? In 2021, a 58-year-old man in London became the first person to receive an AI-powered gene therapy that partially restored his sight after 40 years of blindness. The treatment used engineered viruses to deliver light-sensitive proteins directly into his retinal cells, essentially turning regular retinal cells into primitive photoreceptors. But here's where AI made all the difference. Special goggles equipped with AI algorithms detect light patterns and convert them into specific wavelengths that these newly modified cells can actually see. Within months, he could distinguish between different objects and even count items on a table. Then there's the case of smart glasses powered by computer vision AI. These aren't just magnifying devices. They're like having a super intelligent guide dog that never gets tired. The glasses can identify faces, read text out loud, recognize currency, and even describe entire scenes in real time. Users describe it as having a brilliant friend, constantly whispering helpful information in their ear. Orcam My Eye, for example, can be attached to any pair of glasses and instantly read text, recognize faces, and identify products just by pointing at them. It's like giving people a photographic memory coupled with superhuman pattern recognition. But here's a story that will really blow your mind. Researchers are now using AI to help people who are completely blind navigate complex environments they've never been to before. AI systems can now facilitate people with blindness in interpreting and experiencing unfamiliar environments by creating detailed audio maps of spaces in real time. One patient described using an AI navigation system to walk through a busy airport alone for the first time in 20 years. The AI continuously whispered directions like escalator 15 feet ahead on your right, coffee shop to your left, and gate B12 straight ahead, 200 feet. It's like having a personal GPS system combined with superhuman situational awareness. At the University of California, San Francisco, Dr. Eugene DeJuan, one of the pioneers of modern retinal surgery, is working on next-generation implants that combine multiple AI technologies. These devices can not only stimulate the retina, but also predict which patterns of stimulation will be most meaningful to each individual patient's brain. But here's the reality check that might surprise you. Not all blindness can be cured, and some types present challenges that seem almost impossible to overcome. Cortical blindness, where the eyes work perfectly, but the brain's visual processing center is damaged, is like having a perfectly functioning camera connected to a broken computer. Current AI can't simply replace the incredibly complex visual processing that your brain normally handles. We're talking about recreating millions of years of evolution in neural networks. Dr. Mark Humayun, one of the pioneers of modern bionic eye technology and professor at USC's Keck School of Medicine, explains it this way. The human visual system processes information through roughly 1 million nerve fibers in the optic nerve, each carrying complex signals at different frequencies. Current artificial systems can barely stimulate a few hundred points of light. Then there's the resolution problem. Your retina contains about 126 million photoreceptors, but current artificial retinas can only stimulate a few hundred points of light. Imagine trying to watch a 4K movie on a screen with just 60 pixels. That's the challenge engineers face when trying to recreate natural vision. And here's something that might keep you up at night. Even when we can restore some form of vision, the brain often struggles to interpret these new artificial signals. Some patients with bionic eyes report seeing constant flashing lights or struggle with depth perception. It's like learning a completely new language, except this language is made of electrical impulses instead of words. The costs are staggering too. Some treatments run into hundreds of thousands of dollars, making them accessible to only a tiny fraction of people who could benefit. The Argus II system, for example, cost around $150,000 per patient, not including surgery and rehabilitation. There's also the challenge of device longevity. Unlike regular medical implants like pacemakers, visual prostheses are incredibly complex electronic devices that can fail or become obsolete. When Second Sight went bankrupt, patients were left with devices that might never receive software updates or technical support. Here's where things get really exciting. The cutting-edge technologies that are about to change everything we know about treating blindness. Optogenetics is essentially reprogramming cells to become light-sensitive using genetic engineering. Scientists inject viruses carrying light-sensitive proteins directly into the eye, transforming regular retinal cells into biological solar panels. Combined with AI-powered smart glasses, this creates a completely new type of vision system. The company GenSight Biologics has already begun human trials of their optogenetic therapy called GS030. Unlike traditional gene therapy that tries to fix broken genes, optogenetics adds entirely new capabilities to cells. It's like giving your retinal cells superpowers they never had before. Neural implants are taking this even further. Elon Musk's Neuralink and similar companies are developing brain-computer interfaces that bypass damaged eyes entirely, sending visual information directly to the visual cortex. Imagine a future where cameras feed directly into your brain, processed by AI that can enhance, zoom, and even add augmented reality features to your natural vision. But here's where it gets really sci-fi. Researchers at MIT are working on cortical implants that could theoretically give blind people better than normal vision. We're talking about the ability to see infrared heat signatures, zoom in on distant objects, or even overlay digital information directly onto your visual field. Machine learning is revolutionizing diagnosis too. AI systems can now analyze OCT scans of retinas and predict who will develop age-related macular degeneration up to 3 years before symptoms appear. This means doctors can start preventive treatments before any permanent damage occurs. But perhaps the most exciting development is AI-powered gene therapy. Algorithms are now designing custom treatments for rare genetic forms of blindness, essentially writing biological software to fix genetic bugs that cause vision problems. At the Shy Eye Institute at the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Jean Bennett has pioneered gene therapies for Leber congenital amaurosis, a rare genetic form of childhood blindness. Her work involves using AI to identify the optimal viral vectors and dosing strategies for each patient's specific genetic mutation. Want to know where the most exciting research is happening right now? In Australia, the Bionics Institute in Melbourne is developing what they call the Wide View Bionic Eye. Unlike current devices that provide tunnel vision, their system aims to restore peripheral vision, which is crucial for navigation and mobility. The German company Retina Implant AG has developed the Alpha AMS system, which was implanted in over 35 patients across Europe. Their approach is unique because the implant is powered by light itself, no external battery pack required. Patients describe being able to see shapes, letters, and even distinguish different shades of gray. In Japan, researchers at Riken and the University of Tokyo are taking a completely different approach. Instead of implanting devices in the eye, they're developing non-invasive systems that use focused ultrasound to stimulate specific brain regions responsible for vision. It's like using sound waves to paint pictures directly in your mind. Chinese researchers at the Shanghai Institute of Microsystem and Information Technology are working on ultra-high-resolution retinal implants with over 1,000 electrodes. If successful, this could provide visual acuity approaching normal human vision. At the University of Minnesota, Dr. Daniel Chu leads a team developing smart contact lenses embedded with micro-LEDs and wireless communication chips. These lenses could theoretically display information directly on the eye's surface, controlled by AI systems that understand what the wearer needs to see. Here's something that might be even more important than curing blindness: preventing it in the first place. AI diagnostic systems are now so advanced that they can detect eye diseases at stages so early that even patients don't know they're developing problems. Google's DeepMind has trained neural networks on over 1 million retinal scans, allowing them to spot the earliest signs of diabetic retinopathy, age-related macular degeneration, and glaucoma. But here's the really incredible part. These AI systems don't just detect problems. They can predict how fast they'll progress and which treatments are most likely to work for each individual patient. It's like having a crystal ball that shows you the future of your eyesight. Topcon, a Japanese company, has developed AI-powered retinal cameras that can be operated by non-specialists. This means that routine eye screening can now happen at regular doctor visits, in rural clinics, or even in mobile health units. The AI does all the complex analysis and flags any concerning findings for specialist review. In India, where diabetic retinopathy affects millions of people with limited access to eye specialists, AI screening programs have already prevented thousands of cases of blindness. Mobile units equipped with smartphone-based retinal cameras and AI analysis software can screen entire villages in a single day. Imagine a world 20 years from now where preventing blindness becomes as routine as getting vaccinated. AI algorithms will continuously monitor your eye health through your smartphone camera, detecting problems at the cellular level long before you notice any changes. Your phone might alert you, "We've detected early signs of macular degeneration. Please see an eye specialist within 2 weeks for preventive treatment." When issues are detected, personalized gene therapies designed by AI will fix the problems at their genetic source. Instead of treating symptoms, we'll be rewriting the biological code that causes vision problems in the first place. For those who do lose their sight, the solutions will be incredible. Think retinal implants with millions of electrodes providing vision sharper than natural sight, enhanced with AI features like automatic zoom, night vision, and real-time translation of text in any language. Dr. Chichelniski at Stanford believes that within 15 years, artificial retinas will provide high enough resolution for people to read, drive, and perform detailed visual tasks. We're not just trying to restore vision, he says. We're trying to restore the full experience of sight. Brain-computer interfaces might even allow people to experience supervision, the ability to see ultraviolet light, infrared heat signatures, or microscopic details that regular human eyes could never detect. But here's the most beautiful part. As these technologies become more common and affordable, they'll create a world where blindness becomes increasingly preventable and treatable. Researchers are already working on smart eye drops that contain nanoparticles programmed to deliver gene therapy directly to damaged cells. Imagine treating genetic blindness with nothing more than daily eye drops that reprogram your cells to see again. But let's be honest about the obstacles that remain. Cost is still a massive barrier. While the technology exists to help millions of people, the current price tags put these treatments out of reach for most of the world's population. A single gene therapy treatment can cost $500,000 or more. There's also the challenge of global inequality in healthcare access. The most advanced treatments are being developed in wealthy countries, but the majority of the world's blind and visually impaired people live in developing nations. Regulatory approval remains slow and complex. It can take 10-15 years to bring a new vision restoration technology from laboratory to patient, during which time the technology often becomes outdated. And then there's the fundamental biological challenge. The human visual system is incredibly complex, and we still don't fully understand how the brain processes visual information. Some types of blindness may always remain beyond our ability to cure. Here's something that might surprise you. Investing in blindness prevention and treatment isn't just humanitarian. It's incredibly economically smart. The World Health Organization estimates that the global economic cost of blindness and visual impairment is over $400 billion annually. This includes lost productivity, healthcare costs, and social support systems. Every dollar invested in preventing blindness returns an estimated $4 in economic benefits. But the social impact goes far beyond economics. Restoring sight to even one person can transform entire families and communities. Children who might have become caregivers can instead focus on their education. Adults can return to work and contribute to their communities. Companies like Google, Microsoft, and Apple are investing heavily in accessibility technologies, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because there's a massive market opportunity. The global assistive technology market is projected to reach $35 billion by 2030. So can AI cure all types of blindness? The honest answer is not yet, and maybe not ever for certain types. But here's what's absolutely incredible. We're living through the greatest revolution in treating blindness in human history. Right now, today, AI is helping people see who never thought they'd experience vision again. AI algorithms are automating screening processes for diabetic retinopathy, a condition that can cause blindness if left untreated. It's preventing countless people from going blind in the first place. And it's laying the groundwork for treatments that seemed impossible just a decade ago. The researchers I've mentioned, Dr. Chichelniski at Stanford, Dr. Dagnally at Johns Hopkins, the teams at OHSU, Queen's University Belfast, and dozens of others around the world. They're not just developing technologies, they're crafting hope. They're building a future where the phrase incurable blindness becomes increasingly rare. The future isn't about AI curing all blindness. It's about AI making blindness increasingly rare, treatable, and manageable. We're moving toward a world where losing your sight doesn't mean losing your independence, your career, or your dreams. From the bionic eyes already helping hundreds of people navigate their world to the AI systems preventing thousands from going blind, from gene therapies that rewrite cellular code to brain implants that might one day provide superhuman vision. The convergence of artificial intelligence and vision science is creating possibilities that would have seemed like pure fantasy just 20 years ago. That's a future worth getting excited about. And the best part? We don't have to wait decades to see it. It's happening right now, one breakthrough at a time. What do you think about these incredible developments? Have you or someone you know experienced any of these AI-powered treatments? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing science content that's changing our world.